Hi everyone, welcome to Budapest.
The city of the spas, the queen of the Danube, and the Paris of the East. This city enjoys many titles. And for those who don't know, Budapest is divided into two parts: Buda, the hilly area, and Pest, the flat side of the town. The town is divided by the beautiful Danube River in between and connected by a series of bridges. With enchanting cafes to serene riverside to crazy nights at ruined pubs to stunning architecture, Budapest has so much to offer. We spent a week in Budapest to learn everything there is to know about the Hungary's capital city. In this video, I've put together the sights and experiences you have to try when you visit Budapest. So, let's go! Standing mighty and tall in the best side of the city by the banks of the river Danube is the most enchanting and beautiful government buildings one can ever see, the Hungarian Parliament. The Parliament is built in a classical neo-Gothic style and is a treat to the eyes. Walk along the banks of the river to view the stunning front side of the Parliament. The massive structure took 19 years to build, with construction finishing in 1904. Not only it is the tallest structure in Budapest, but actually the largest in the entire country. You can also take a guided tour to see the interiors of the Parliament, as the facades inside are quite a sight to watch. Just a short walk from the Parliament and you'll arrive at the Shoes on Danube. The Shoes on Danube is a war memorial right on the banks of the river Danube with cast iron shoes that mark the atrocities that were placed on the Jews by the Hungarian Nazi Party during the World War II. The Jews were asked to remove their shoes before being shot into the Danube, as the shoes were considered to be a valuable commodity during the war. It was heart-wrenching to imagine that at a beautiful location like this, such horrific events took place. Budapest is full of history, so we thought of hopping towards the Buda side of the city. This is the Elizabeth Bridge, and we took a bus to go on the other side. And all of a sudden, we felt that we were back in time. The Buda side is brimming with history, architecture, and lookout points with gorgeous views. As you will walk ahead on the cobbled streets, you will see the Matthias Church. This neo-Gothic Roman Catholic church is one of the most unique churches I've ever seen in Europe. The colorful roof almost looks like it is built from Lego. It is located in the heart of the Castle district and was originally called the Church of Our Lady. To get the best pictures and views of the church, make sure you hop on one of the turrets and towers of the Fisherman Bastion, which is our next destination. Walk just a few steps ahead of the Matthias Church and you will see the Fisherman Bastion, a beautiful terrace located on the Buda side. It has 7 towers and you can get some of the most incredible views of Budapest and the Parliament from here. With its 7 fairy tale-like turrets, Fisherman Bastion looks nothing less than a Disney dream. It is perched on the castle hill, and the best part is that it is open 24 hours of the day except the towers, which open at 9 am. Try visiting the Fisherman's Bastion in the early hours before 9 am to have the whole place to yourself and avoid the tourists from private tour buses. This is a typical scene in the noon. This is how the place gets really crowded and is bustling with tourists during the afternoon. You can't enjoy the beauty of this place with all that crowd around. We then headed to our next destination, the Buda Castle, just a 12 to 15 minute walk from Matthias Church. On the way, we saw this pretty pink paradise of cherry blossoms and I was blown away. Built back in the 13th century, the castle is so grand and majestic that it took me back in time and I couldn't stop myself from marveling at the gargoyles and the facades. If you love history, then this is just the right place for you. Make sure to keep your camera ready, as there are so many beautiful spots here that you wouldn't want to miss. Make sure that you wear comfy shoes, as the castle area is pretty big and requires a good amount of walking. On our way down from the Buda Castle, we saw something very interesting, the Buda Castle Hill funicular, which is also the second funicular to be built in Europe. One of the best ways to get to the top of the castle hill is by taking this funicular and then walk back down. Our next stop was the Buda Eye, located in the Elizabeth Park in the heart of the city. Did you know that Buda is the largest Ferris wheel in Europe? We went up inside the wheel as the sun was starting to set down to get the most incredible views of the city, the Parliament, Basilica, and the Fisherman Bastion. Just 600 meters away from the Ferris wheel is the largest church in Budapest, St. Stephen's Basilica. The height of the Hungarian Parliament equals to that of the St. Stephen Basilica to mark that the spiritual and the worldly thinking have the same importance. We were inside the church on the eve of the Easter, that is the Holy Saturday, and witnessed a beautiful Mass. The St. Stephen's Square is flooded with pretty cafes and bistros, so make sure to grab a cup of coffee to soak in the splendid views that the church has to offer during the sunset. The next day, we started our morning at 8 a.m. with the beautiful New York Cafe. The cafe dates back to 125 years and is one of the most elegant venues to dine in. It also holds the rank of being one of the most beautiful cafes in the world. The cafe bathes in sparkling chandeliers, stunning frescoes, and promises a feast for the eyes and the platter. Once you enter the cafe, try grabbing the table in the leftmost corner of the cafe. A small staircase goes up to the balcony of the cafe and offers a panoramic view of the cafe, and you can click some really gorgeous pictures. The New York Cafe opens at 8 a.m. and if you really want to enjoy the vintage, calm, regal vibes, I recommend you to be there for the breakfast when it's not very crowded. Budapest is very well and extensively connected with its public transport system, whether it's the metros, the beautiful retro yellow trams, or the buses. Although we traveled most of the places on foot, we relied heavily on the public transport too for some places. Budapest has a very relaxed and chilled out vibe that makes every time feel that it can't get better than this. We also enjoyed a local festival here and had a great time. Did you know that Budapest thrives on a spa culture with over 1,000 hot springs? And it was the Romans who discovered that the waters here are rich in minerals. And that's why we came to the Serene thermal bath, which is the largest medical bath in entire Europe. Imagine taking a spa within the neo-Baroque grand architecture. It definitely makes a bucket list experience when visiting Budapest. The spa opens every day at 8 a.m. and I would strongly recommend reaching here in the early hours to have the entire outdoor pool to yourself and just immerse in the mineral-rich thermal therapy. Also, we chose a cloudy day for our spa experience rather than a bright sunny one to enjoy the hot waters of the spa. The huge interiors of the Serene baths is a labyrinth of pools, steam baths, saunas, and treatment rooms ready to be explored. In the past, men and women bathed separately indoors, however, today it's a mixed bathing. These baths are open every single day throughout the year. Besides the outdoor and the indoor geothermal pools, you can get massage treatments, enjoy the saunas, the gym, relax by the pool with some beer, wine, and even taste natural waters that supply the pools from over 1,000 meters below the surface. We came here around 9 in the morning, hoping that we would leave around lunch hours, but here we were, soaking ourselves and enjoying the vibes of the baths until 7 in the evening. The place looks more like an amusement park rather than a thermal bath during the evening hours. We were so relaxed and hungry after our bath that we decided to have an early dinner at a cozy place and get a good night's sleep. We then started our next day with the Hero Square. Just 700 meters prior to the Serene baths is the Hero Square. It is one of the most iconic and symbolic squares in the entire city. The city houses the Millennium Memorial, which is a 36-meter high pillar. The square is also an important boulevard as it homes the 7 chieftains of the Magyar tribe who founded Hungary. The monument was built in 1896 to celebrate Hungary's 1000th anniversary. At this time, Hungary was a part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire ruled by the Habsburgs, and the space was left for the statues of future Habsburg leaders. It is the same square where the famous spiritual guru, Sadhguru, had come to Budapest for Save the Soil movement. In the vicinity of the Hero Square is one of the most romantic castles of Budapest, the Buda Castle. The castle was built in 1896 and showcases the architectural evolutions throughout the centuries in Hungary. Interestingly, the castle was first made from cardboard and wood, but when it became so popular, it was then rebuilt with brick and mortar in 1904. The courtyard of the castles can be entered for free of cost all day and night. The very famous Great Market Hall was closed due to the Easter holidays, and since we had already reached there, we thought of treating ourselves with cold milkshakes, and that's when we thought of celebrating our last evening here in Budapest with a cruise on the beautiful Danube River. We booked our cruise near the Liberty Bridge Square. Cruising on the Danube River is one thing that should definitely be a part of your itinerary. We chose our cruise time at 7 pm and felt it to be one of the best times as the entire city was immersed in the golden hour of the sunset, and it was a magical experience. Make sure to keep your cameras ready. With the marvelous fisherman bastion Buda Castle on one side and the magnificent Parliament on the other, the cruise is without a doubt the highlight of our Budapest trip. There are night and day cruises as well. The cruises start at €9 and go up to €88, giving you the most fascinating views of the city as you gently glide and sail on the mighty Danube. There are also VIP cruises with fireworks, cruise dinner and drinks. And with this, our adventurous magical Budapest trip came to an end. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much we enjoyed making it for you. Show some love and leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.